Hey there, Hofstra fans, and welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Report here on GoHofstra.com. I'm Julian Coltree, joined by the head coach of the Hofstra Pride baseball team, John Russo. Coach, how's it going?
Good, Julian.
Well, let's talk about this past week. William & Mary, one of the top hitting teams in the nation, let alone the conference. You guys go down there. What were your thoughts on the weekend?
You know, top hitting teams is such a good statement there. They could really hit the baseball. Wind was blowing out on Saturday, so that's just what we needed. But I thought we did really well. I thought we pitched well. I thought Alec Eisenberg had some rough luck with 3-2 two-out homers, and that one was hit pretty well, and two maybe had been blown out. And David pitched really well, and Sunday. But William & Mary, besides being offensive, they could really pitch the ball. I mean, they threw three guys that were as good as we've probably seen all year, and played great defense. And then just a super good. I mean, you're talking about a passable at-large regional team, and to go down there and take one was really tough, and gave ourselves an opportunity to maybe take two on Sunday, but didn't. And I'm really, at the end of the day, happy. You go to Wilmington, you go to William & Mary, you're 3-3 after 6 games. I think that's good work on the road.
Now, Saturday doubleheader, you kind of mentioned it. Pitching-wise, David Dorico, what have you seen from him when he came back? Because he put in another stellar performance.
I don't know what David's found. He's found the fountain of youth or something, but he's figured out. He's obviously, I think, probably throwing the best of his career, knock on wood, and really been tough, challenging guys in the zone. I'm sure his arm's not up to par or feels the best, but he just battles through it, and he just has some type of X factor right now going for him, and his experience holding the running game, toughness to face big hitters, not scared. He had a lot of tough situations. A bases loaded jam, one out, and their 4-hole kid Hissy up. That's probably going to be player of the week this week, and was able to get out of that, and just super impressed with what he's been able to give us.
Now, for the pitching staff, what was kind of the talk like, the preparation like, going down there and knowing that this is a team that really can get contact pretty well?
Looking at it, the one thing that I figure you can control is the on bases. Putting them on by walks or hits batsmen, and I think the game we won, we had 0 walks, and you don't want to add to anything that they're already gonna do, and so we tried to control the walks, the hit by pitches, the free bases, and I think for the over part we did really well. I mean, in the last 2 games we only gave up 6 earned runs, and do that against that team's a good day.
Opposite side of the coin, offensively, we know the struggles that you guys had a week ago before the series against William & Mary. Did you feel going down there that you had straightened it out a little bit?
We swung the bats really well in the LIU game on Wednesday, and had a little bit of confidence, and but it's such a hard thing day to day because it's all about the pitcher you face, and Ingram is obviously one of the best pitchers in the league, if not the best pitcher. He's 8-1, and left-hander 88-91, locating fastball in, out, regional win against Ole Miss last year. I mean, it's just a tough deal when you get into our conference, and people can talk about the offense and everything all they want, but listen, at the end of the day, the CAA is going to be known about pitching and defense, and if you don't have that, you're in a lot of trouble because you don't have William & Mary type clubs a lot of times. Most everybody else is normal, and you face 3 good pitchers. I mean, we saw 3 pitchers this weekend, all 88-91, some a little better, up to 93, and that's just tough.
Now, when you look at the William & Mary series, obviously you have 2 more conference series coming up, but what's the biggest thing, I think, coming off of it, losing 2 out of 3, but competing, do you take away from the series? What's the message?
I thought we played really good baseball. Overall, I wasn't, mad about our effort, and, even like the Sunday loss against Delaware, you're just going to lose games. Even you play well, you play good opponents, and you play well, and you're going to lose. And I don't think we did anything outside of normal to cost ourselves anything this weekend. And you got to say William & Mary won this series as much as that. And they pitched well, they played good defense, and they got big hits. We didn't get the big timely hits that they got as much. And I think on a given weekend, right now, it's such a fine line from a call to a play, a great play, to a ball that guy dives and the ball pops out. Those are where the breaks need to go, and when they go your way, you're going to win 2 or 3. And right now, they didn't go our way this weekend, but against Northeastern at home, we've that's something we have to win the series.
Well, let's move on to this week. You mentioned Northeastern. We'll get to that in a second. Midweek game. It's kind of been a staple for me to ask you each week. What are you going to be looking for in the midweek game?
I'm looking for good weather first and foremost. 30% chance of rain tomorrow. 100% on Wednesday, 70% on Thursday, and this weather's been incredible. And to be honest, it just hasn't been able to give an opportunity to a lot of guys to get looks, especially on the mound. And I'd like to get some guys innings on the mound. Obviously tomorrow, I think Graham Tebbett threw a nice inning yesterday, and I'd like to see him throw a little bit more this weekend. I'd like to try to get Harkey back out there and a little bit better. I'd like to get Cody Norman some continued work and get some guys more work. And on Tuesday, Wednesday, that's what their work days are. And with us keep getting rained out and these games moved, it hurts us because on conference weekend it's such a fine line. Guys start, they go 6 or 7 innings. There's just not much innings for relievers on the weekends to try to get into spots. And we need to keep going offensively. I think not playing in the midweeks has really hurt our offense because I haven't been able to build any type of confidence and get enough at bats during the week. And when it's rained out, you can't even have BP outside, so you can't even get work in.
Moving on to this weekend, Northeastern. As far as a little overlook goes, we obviously know that in the past they've given Hofstra trouble, and they're a pretty good pitching team, one of the top teams in the conference. So as far as, aside from that, what's the scouting report on that?
Well, I think they got the #1 pitching staff in the conference. They got a kid Berger on Friday night that's been a 3 or 4 year guy for them. Super tough. We faced him for many years and hadn't had much luck against him. And they returned Carmaine on Saturday, who was out with an injury and I believe has the lowest ERA of any pitcher in the league with like a 1.2. And they got a guy Hunt on Sunday, a freshman that is probably as good as any freshman arm in the whole league, and just shut out Notre Dame yesterday. 7 innings, 4 hit shutout, and they're going to be really tough on the mound for sure. Then you got a tough, scrappy team. You really like to watch their teams come in and play, and you know what they're going to be. They're going to be tough kids that really get after it and have good energy, won't give up. I mean, just a staple of what they've been throughout their time here. And we're at home, and it's a big series. You're talking about 2 teams right next to each other in the standings, and we have to win a series at home. And I don't want to put monikers or stuff on it, but it's true. I think anybody that looks at it, anybody knows anything, knows it's a must-win series. Northeastern knows it's a must-win series for them. We know it's a must-win series for us, and we're going to come out and try to see what we can do at home.
Now, final question for you. This series, Northeastern, you mentioned a big. Following series, College of Charleston, one of the better teams in the conference as well. What's the mantra going to be, not only for you, but to the guys in the clubhouse, knowing that obviously a make and break couple of weeks, but how do you not get down on yourself?
Well, I think it just starts with Northeastern. I think if we can win the series, we put ourselves in a pretty good spot to make the tourney. And I think, whether you get in as the 6th seed or the 1 seed, anybody has a chance to win. And I think if you can win the series this week, you can give yourself a chance to win a game or 2 against Charleston and win that series, then you move up in the rankings. And I think we've got to look at the positives and not focus on, hey, if we lose Northeastern, we got Charleston, the 1 seed. I mean, last year, we had that same type of deal, and we came within, 90 feet of sweeping Wilmington, the 1 seed at home that weekend, last year. So not too much I'm worried about. What I'm worried about right now is, we missed David Jeffs this weekend. He was not healthy with his arm. Love to have him back for this weekend. Love to have him be able to throw Friday against Berger. I think he'd be a good matchup with them. I'd love to get another good outing from David, and I'd love to get a good outing. I thought Nick was really good and had a rough first inning and caught a super bad break in the inning and gave up the 4 runs this weekend. But I thought Nick was good, and people are all like, well, we got to get the offense going at some point. Listen, when the league's leading ERA team is coming into your park, you can't count on offense. You got to know what it's going to be. It's going to be pitching and defense. It's going to be a low-scoring game, and it's what we have to do. And I think we've changed that stuff here at Hofstra, and we've kind of really become a pitching team. Our ERA is the lowest it's ever been in history by almost a full run, and we work real hard to change that perception. So got to keep getting better.
Thank you, Coach. Hofstra, they take on the Northeastern Huskies this weekend at University Field. Come out and watch. Remember, you can tune into the WB Mason Coaches Show each and every week right here on GoHofstra.com.